Alright guys, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain. Starting off on my website, blockchaintrading.com. The link is below. Biggest thing I want to highlight in there is a quick description of the exclusive Discord that we have in there for technical analysis, options alerts, and crypto alerts. So no matter what market you're in, we have you covered. So a little intro about us. The three different levels of membership between the monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Starting off on the yearly, you actually get the full six segmented trading class that I have that covers a lot of the trading essentials that I use in my technical analysis, so you can follow along with me. And then, of course, the #1 trading strategy that I use for free. Just fill this little guy out and I'll send you a video demonstration on my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. So make sure you guys get in there and check it out, as well as with a couple testimonials here. So definitely get on, check it out. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead, and speaking of which, I guess the Discord, let's take a quick look so that way you guys can see what's going on in there. So from a crypto perspective, we have KJ. He alerted us of a 122% gainer today. And then in the traditional markets, if you missed the last week, we have... Where is it? Where's his rundown? These are all the ones he had today. So last week he actually had like 3% or 3,000% confirmed profits from his calls last week. 2,000 the week before, 1,500 the week before. So just absolutely killing it. And then of course, and you can see some of our members' gains that we have here. So actually a couple option calls that I've had there. I had 1,000% gainer from my technical analysis that I posted. MDU Chow, sitting quite nicely with over 30,000% profit on some of his trades that he's been in. So all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in there. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into an update for Bitcoin here. For those of you that watched my prior video, we had a great entry from the technical analysis standpoint. So this was, we'll do a quick recap and then we'll dive into what I'm thinking here on a little bit larger scale. So for my last video, I was looking for entries for longs right here between 35.3 down to 33.6. And the main reason I was looking at that is because we had a 5-wave move right here. So if we take the fib extensions, the 0.5 was the winner. It was right where we bounced off of. I think we were somewhere within here when I was doing my last update. I was looking for a come up, retest the pivot and the trend line with rejection back down, only just to bounce right back up and carry on to the north side. So in regards to the move up, the big question is, how high do we go? Is this a fake out, a little bit of a bull trap here, and go back down? Or are we going to continue on with the north side and set in some new highs, which is more of the direction when I'm leaning, and I'll point out some reasons why. So we have a nice 5-wave move up here, a 3-wave back, and then we also have another 5-wave move right here. So what I'm looking at, we can have the option of this being an ABC, a zigzag, or this is a wave 1, this is a 2, and we're going up for a 3rd. So if that is the case, we're going to take this off and this one off, since the winner was right there in the middle. There we go. We'll move it over to the side there, wham bam. Alright, so if we do our fib extensions here, and if we're looking at this as a potential wave 1, I'd be looking at this as a 5-wave move right here. You can see we're coming up right at resistance with our R2. And actually, I want to label it here. I'd be looking at this as really R1, R2, going up for a 3, 4, and then a 5 to get up and retest the 48,500 mark, basically, and that puts us at the 1.618. So if that's the case, then that would put us at a wave 3, and we would be looking at right here. This would be our 1, 2, this is our 3, 4, and then a 5 would put us right. You can see the 2.236 puts us perfect in line for that weekly resistance point back up at 56K, roughly 55.5. We also have this resistance point as well that we could be looking at. If this is just our 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th, the 5th wave would come up and park us right here at the 42.4, which is also a weekly resistance point as well. So that could still be our wave 1. Come back for our 2, and then have a 3, 4, 5 right up here to get up to 48.5, basically, and that's the 1.618. Now the question then comes back down to what was this overall move right here, and everyone's calling it a triangle. Yes, it has a triangular formation, however, it's not a triangle from an Elliott wave perspective. Definitely something different, and it could have had something here in the middle, more of a flat correction here in the middle, and let me show you what I'm looking at for that potentially. So because it is buy up right here, I did break this down on a smaller time frame scale, and I am seeing a 5-wave move up right here. So we could be looking at a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 if it was a triangle. However, the formation doesn't quite look right from an Elliott wave perspective. So I'm leaning more of this to being an A or a wave 1. And so if we do our fib extensions off of this, say this was a wave 1, right here was the end of our wave 2, where with the wave put us at 1.618 would put us perfectly right here for a wave 3 at the 2.236, right in line with the weekly resistance. So a lot of confluence right here at 55.5 from an Elliott wave perspective. And if this was our wave 1 right here, this is our 2, this would then be our 3. We would correct back down for a 4, and then go up to a 5th, which would then take us up to the 2.236 at 68K. Like so. So that is more in line of the direction that I'm leaning. You just have a long wave 2, we'll have a short wave 4 because we'll get super bullish and super impulsive again, and then get us right back up to 68K, which would actually pretty much that would set us up for a new high, and that would be a completed 5-wave move. And then the question is, if that is a wave 1 inside of another structure to move to the upside, whether it's a zigzag, whether it's another impulsive wave and that's a wave 1, whatever the case may be, but I'm leaning that is how we'll be getting set up to get back up there. And I think what will happen actually fairly quick, to be honest with you, but we have some hurdles to clear in the time being. There is definitely a lot of confluence with this to play out the way that it is, but definitely some hurdles to get over. You can see we're trying to get over the $40,000 mark right now. 42.4 basically is going to be our next hurdle to get back over and reattain that. You can see we tested it right back up here for a potential wave 1 or our wave A. And as this structure forms out up here a little bit more, that'll kind of determine a little bit more if we're going to have a wave 3 forming or if it's going to be overall a C wave. The bearish side of the scenario would be that it's a C wave, but even then C wave I think would get us up to at least 50K, and we can go from there. But definitely got some structure to play out. A couple of things I want to look at. If you look at the daily, not necessarily paying attention to the wave structure, but the overall indicators here. You can see the RSI, we bounced outside of the volume band right here and on top of the bearish control zone, indicating that we were going to have a bullish move right here. And you can see that happened a couple of days ago. So even though we had a little bit of consolidation in here, that was our indicator that we were going further north. We can see we are testing the bottom of the bullish control zone. So finding some resistance at that point on the daily before we potentially get back into it. Now we need to break it. We need to get it back into it, as we don't want to test it and get rejected just like we did back here. We want to break into it. But the nice thing is we're on the outside of the volume band, which is going to give us a little bit more upward momentum to break into that and carry on to the north side. So great entries for those of you that were able to catch them. I am still in my long position, still plan on holding that for quite some while. I think for the remainder of this year, I think is going to be a lot of crazy bullish action for the crypto market. All right, so let's take a quick look at ETH. All right, ETH, again, this is a daily. Couple of things I do want to point out as well for ETH. The indicators here, we're starting to get across on our fast and our slow EMAs on our RSI, breaking out of the bearish control zone, and definitely starting to get squeezed a little bit. So ETH hasn't really popped yet, like Bitcoin did in regards to an indicator standpoint, but indicators do look good in regards to looking for some further upward momentum. If we flip in here to the hourly, I can do a little bit of an update for what I was looking for and from the last video. ETH does look to be playing out in regards to a wave 3 right here with a 5th leg up, which would match Bitcoin getting up to that the weekly resistance target that I mentioned before. And the overall technical analysis is played out to a T. Even on the move down, I was expecting either a jump right here, but instead we got some consolidation. You can see we kind of wedged out here in a B wave, and the second we lost that, that was an indicator to go back, that we were having some further continuation to the downside. And this was my entry points from the move to the downside. So caught the bottom quite nicely at basically 2260, and had a couple others stacked down here as well, basically at 2200. From a overall move, we could be again looking at this as a potential third wave about to go into the fourth wave. I like to see the 0.236 hold on this guy, even though it is slightly below the pivot at 2560. I would still like to see the 0.236 hold from a bullish standpoint, just because we have this trend line right here. So depending on how you draw it, we could draw one here where that would let us come back down, or if you draw it here, it could be a fake breakout for the downside to pump right back up. But I would like to see the 0.236 hold right here at 2500. We'll call it 2530 to get a little bit more precise on it. But in regards to the hourly standpoint, we can see we are in the bullish control zone, and it does still look pretty good for the bulls favor. From a larger scale, it could be looking at a couple different things in regards to what we're looking at here. This almost looks like it's the last 5th leg down, because I am seeing a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and then this is a clear 5-wave move up. So if that's the case, and we'd be looking at something similar to what we had on Bitcoin, where if this is a potential wave 1, right here would be our wave 2, and I'll draw it out a little bit better so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Basically having this as our A, this would be a C, and technically it would be a WXY, but we have a nice little flat right here, and then coming up, this would either be the wave 1 or the wave A, and then we're going up for a C. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So if that's the case, our wave 3 on this move, again, ETH has been more bullish than Bitcoin recently. That is just off of this measured move down here. That is a price target of 7K for ETH. Wave 3 target put us at 5,100. Wave 4 potentially back down to 4K. And that is just with this move right here. So again, a lot of bullish potential. And again, if this is just the wave one, from a size perspective, that absolutely matches for us to get up to here for a wave three. And that's if things don't get overextended. If things start getting overextended, which a lot of times we'll have a overextended third or a huge extended fifth, to get us up into some crazy numbers, and it happens quite frequently when we get impulsive and when we get super bullish. But again, we got some levels to play and some levels to break. A big resistance point is going to be the $3,000 mark from a ETH perspective. Yeah, right here, 2,800, and then the $3,000 range. That is going to be key as we get up there to break that and to continue on to the north side for the bulls to come in and take charge. So that is going to be pretty interesting to watch and pay attention to as the overall structure forms out. Like I said, on the daily, indicators, are fairly flat from a daily perspective. We hadn't broken out of a volume band yet. We've finally just got out of the bearish control zone. We're still in the neutral zone area, so we definitely got a lot of work to do for the bulls to get back up and get bullish. However, ETH has been able to, when it goes on a tear, it goes on a tear, and it can make some things happen. So that's what I'm looking at from a daily perspective. You can see we also have the pivot right here at 3K as well. So lots of resistance coming up. But I think it's going to be a couple stepping stones, and we'll look for some pullbacks and see how well they get bought up, and see if that will give us a little bit of continuation onto the north side for the bulls to come in and take charge. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Again, if you like my technical analysis and my content, make sure you guys smash the likes, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. I want to do a huge shout out to Freedom Trader, who has actually had a 5,000% gain in his calls last month. So I'll post that in the little comments below as well. So make sure you guys get in there, check it out. Lots of good education, lots of good traders to come in and surround yourself with. So hopefully I'll see you guys in there. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next video.